It's our surprise show, everybody. We are live. We are almost, I don't know if we've ever been live on a Friday. I don't know if we've ever been live at 5 o'clock Eastern time, but I figured it's summertime for, I think, everybody out there. And we might catch some people traveling, taking some free time, spending time inside because of the heat, rain, whatever it might be. So this is surprise. This is our show today rather. And we are going to be talking about a lot of different sports things. Jordan Walker says hello, or Nuke says hello. Yeah, Nuke, what is going on? We missed you yesterday. Christina's here. Nathaniel is, I think, Nathaniel's here. Let me write down everything. We got the Nuke Meister. We got Nathaniel. We got Christina. Don't know if we'll have Zoe, Nathaniel, Nuke, footballer Nick. Not sure if we're going to get because he's at a swim party. I told him just to stop in for one chat. Oh, there's footballer Nick. Hi, footballer Nick. Glad to have you on board. All right. So we have a good contingency. We have a good number. So you went out and didn't have time to check in. No problem, Nuke. You can, we want you to go out. Zoe says hello. Zoe, let's go. All right, let's go. Nuke said went out and didn't have time to check in. Okay, well, no big deal. That happens. It's a Thursday night. First off, obviously, surprise. This is our surprise show. It's worth 3 points. So Nathaniel, Nuke, and footballer Nick all get their 3 points. So that's fantastic. And I'll be giving an update on Sunday. It's close. I think we're going to have a tie at first again. I don't know how I'm going to break that later on. I might have trivia questions or a test next month, but we'll see how that goes. Nathaniel says, "Let's go, Christina." All right. So first of all, I just want to sort of talk about one of the big topics I've been noticing today regarding sports, and that was the Los Angeles Lakers drafting of LeBron James' son, Bronny James. Now, LeBron is with the Lakers. He helped to pick the coach of the Lakers. Yeah, Jordan Walker gets the points. Jordan Walker is Nathaniel's alter ego, Christina. So we don't really give him points, but we do like when Jordan Walker is in because it does give me double the view time. So that's awesome. One day I'll do a surprise show, no warning, but not right now. I'll have to give everybody a heads up, like, hey, we're going to do one between Monday and Wednesday, and it's going to be a surprise. Yeah, Jordan Walker does not get any points. So I've been hearing a lot about LeBron James, who I think is actually a free agent with the Lakers or something like that. David 6969, he's funny. I don't love his name. Hi, David. How are you? We'll see. So LeBron James plays for the Lakers, although I think he's technically a free agent. Nathaniel says, let's go. Oh, while I'm at it, don't forget to hit that like button. And so LeBron James, I think, plays for the Lakers, but he might be a free agent. But he essentially picked the coach, and now he helped the Lakers pick his son. So everyone's been talking about nepotism and the fact that the Lakers signed Bronny James with the 55th pick last night in the NBA draft. And everyone's calling it nepotism, and there's nepotism in the NBA, and how can LeBron do this? And LeBron is bad for doing this, or it doesn't look good for the Lakers, or it doesn't look good for LeBron's legacy. So you're saying, Nathaniel, the coach looked disappointed. I did not see the coaches reacted. I think LeBron can become a free agent. Yes, Nuke. I think that's the case, but I think the fact that the Lakers signed Bronny or drafted him, that LeBron will be sticking around. So he was like, I will leave if you don't draft my son. Well, I don't know exactly what he said. He probably encouraged them to draft him. But I've been hearing about nepotism, and I don't know if you all know what nepotism is. Nepotism is technically it's something in business when you hire family members, uh, when you hire family members rather than like outside people. You take a preference, you prefer family members over outside people in a job situation. And so I've been hearing some nepotism, but I have to tell you that going back in time, there's a lot of nepotism in sports. The first case that came to my mind was Gordie Howe, the hockey player, who was a famous hockey player with the Detroit Red Wings. And in the 70s, he played forever. He played like in the late 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I think he played like a seventh decade in his like 70s in a minor league hockey game. So he's like the consummate hockey player. LeBron wanted to play at least one season with his son before retirement. Yes, I do believe that's what he said. No, he completely said, I will leave if you don't draft my son. Okay, he said, well, I mean, whoever was going to draft his son, he would probably get him as a free agent. So let's call it what it is, number one. And I don't think his son was all that great of a player. I don't know that if he would have gotten drafted if it wasn't for LeBron. So basically, by signing his son, you're signing the free agent contract of LeBron. So you're getting LeBron for at least a year. But then there's some fuzziness about that because some people are saying Bronny James might not even make the team. He might go to the G League or the developmental league. That might be the case. I think LeBron's going to fight for him to just maybe be down on the bench. I'll be very honest with you. I mean, truthfully, as a father of kids, I would love to play a sport with. I bet it would be a. I bet it would be really fun to play a sport. I mean, one time my son and my daughter played a scramble golf tournament with me, and it was like the most fun I've ever had because they're really good and I'm not bad, but they're better than me, and it was a lot of fun. So, yeah, I can see where LeBron's coming from. All right. Muck Boys says Nathaniel has no clue that's what he said. I bet he stays for Bryce too. You know, I don't know I don't know exactly what he said. I doubt that he put it like that. He probably said, hey, if you sign him, you get me. Anyway, so there's nepotism. But then there was Gordie Howe, who actually in the 70s played in what was called the World Hockey Association. I think it was the WHA, not the WHL, WHA. And he played with his two sons on two different teams. I think one of the teams folded or something like that. He played on the Arrows and then he played on the Hartford Whalers. And I think he played with the Whalers long enough so that when the WHA merged with the NHL, he actually was on the NHL team. So your mom said, okay, that's fine. It was probably something like that, guys. No big deal. So I think that Gordie Howe was an NHLer. He played for the World Hockey Association. And then when they merged or teams were picked up by the National Hockey League, he played for the NHL again. You guys might know the name Yogi Berra. He's passed away, but he had a son, Dale Berra, who played for Pittsburgh, and he played 16 games for his dad with the Yankees. Yogi was the manager in the mid 80s. Dale played for him for 16 games, but then Yogi was fired quickly thereafter. So I'm just giving points of nepotism. Ken Griffey Jr. They played on the same team in Seattle. I want to say 88. Might have been 89, but they played on the same team. It's that famous video where his dad's playing left and Ken Griffey's playing center, and his dad's waiting to catch the ball, and Ken Griffey comes in the last moment and grabs it, and then supposedly, because Ken Griffey Jr. was like 18 or 19, and he was in the major leagues, and I think he was still living at home. And his dad got mad at him for like walking in, like coming in front of him to catch the ball without sort of yelling for it. And he took the car away from him. That's one of the stories that I've heard about that. He goes, no car tonight or no car tomorrow or something like that. So that was one of the stories. But my point is there's been a lot of nepotism in sports. The Felipe Alou was the manager of the Giants and Expos. Moises Alou, his son, played for him with the Expos and with the Giants. And I actually have pictures of some of this stuff. Let me just share this. Here's one. above me, it's Bruce Bochy and his son Brett. They played for like literally 3 games. Brett played for Bruce. And I don't think he was very good, but he made the team. Probably a lot more nepotism got him on the team than his skills. If that was you or me with that skill set, we probably never would have made the Giants. But it's part of sports. I mean, you put in all that time as a manager. You put in LeBron's case, in Ken Griffey Sr.'s case, you put in all this time as a player, and you have a son that's good enough, and you want it to come. So I will start roasting you with some Cardinals jokes. Okay, good. It was like 90, 91. Okay, with the Ken Griffey Jr. Yeah. So nepotism is nothing new. And then we also have, let's see, we have some more of these. We have, why is this going so slow? This is Yogi Berra and Dale Berra. Dale's on the right, obviously in a Pittsburgh uniform. Now, Dale Berra, too, was part of that Pittsburgh team that had all those, that was gotten, well, in trouble personally or individually for all the cocaine that they were using back in the game. We talked about Moises Alou on the left and our Felipe Alou on the left and Moises on the right. That was his son, who he managed with the Expos and Giants. And then here's one with Bill and Kevin Dineen. I don't know much about this, but Bill became the coach of the Flyers the same time that Kevin was like called up with the Flyers or something like that. And then we can even go into like broadcasting. When you think of Joe Buck, he got his start from Jack Buck, his dad. Okay, what? Okay, here's a big question from Nathaniel, or his joke. Why do all the trees in the Midwest lean towards St. Louis? Answer, it's because the Cardinals suck. Okay, what? And then Footballer Nick is saying, what? Was it about something I said or about these fantastic jokes that Nathaniel is sprinkling on this live stream? Next one by Nathaniel. Why is Halloween the St. Louis Cardinals' favorite holiday? It's the only thing in October they have to look forward to. Oh, that's mean. 11 World Series championships. Come on now. Second most in the major leagues. Okay, so you think of Joe Buck got his job because his dad was Jack Buck. There's a whole Harry Carey, the very famous broadcaster, just like the Bucks, who actually both of them worked for the Cardinals together, had Chip Carey, they have Skip Carey, they have Chris Carey. They're all in broadcasting. Yes, the Yankees have 27. I know that. The Cardinals have 11. That's the second most. Chris Collinsworth, the famous wide receiver. I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame. Maybe he is. His son Jack is a broadcaster. So there's a lot of that. So a couple news updates about sports. I know I don't normally do these kinds of things, but Disney on ESPN Plus is creating a documentary on Serena Williams. I'll probably check that out. I find the Williams sisters I think they were obviously phenomenal tennis players, and I really like their story because the dad was their coach for, most of their lives before they went pro. So, it was a lot of effort on his part. And, they didn't have a lot of money. They didn't, they had to go to public courses or courts rather to play tennis. And it was just very interesting from that standpoint. Okay, we're about 13 minutes in. If you haven't already, please like this video. And if you're new, we do have a contest every month. We're kind of finalizing the one for June, obviously, because it's the end of the month, but we'll have a new one in July. We also have a fantasy team. And yes, we're going to have a draft. I'll let you all know about the fantasy team and the draft and all of that good stuff. So don't worry about it. It's a little early, but we are going to have a fantasy league, a sideline fans fantasy league, fantasy football, that is. So that'll be exciting. And okay, now changing topics just a little bit from Serena Williams and the documentary on ESPN Plus, which is obviously owned by Disney. The U.S. men's soccer team lost to Panama, which was a game they probably should have won. And so on Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, they have a must win against Uruguay. Otherwise, they will be, I believe, officially eliminated from Copa America. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I know that when I read it on ESPN, there was a little thing above the M, a tilde or whatever it's called. I took Spanish many years ago, but Copa America. So that's a big game on Monday night at 9 p.m. If you're a soccer fan, I would suggest that you check it out. Okay, let me look at the chat and then I'll go back. I do have some trivia. I know it's Friday night. We talked about, you know what, there's always been, for as long as I can remember, there's nepotism in sports. I don't think what LeBron won it was that bad as probably one or two, the first or second greatest player to ever play in the NBA. I think he deserves it. I don't care. He's a nice guy. He's done wonders for kids that go to school in the Columbus, I believe it's Columbus, the kind of Cleveland area or out of Ohio with his academy there, like educational academy. So he's done great. Okay, let's go to the chat. I went to nationals today in javelin and got 13th. I am the 13th best javelin thrower in the United States in my age group. Well, that's pretty cool, Nathaniel. Congratulations. That's awesome. Real proud of you, man. That's awesome. Where was the nationals? Where were the nationals held? Let us know that. Okay. Zoe says, yay, Serena Williams, all about the documentary. Nathaniel has another one of his very classy jokes. What does the St. Louis Cardinals, or what does the St. Louis Cardinals manager and Alex Trebek have in common? Both of their jobs are in jeopardy. Now, the point I want to make about that joke, Nathaniel, is unfortunately Alex Trebek passed away about 2 or 3 years ago. So his job isn't even necessarily in jeopardy anymore. He doesn't have one. He was a super nice guy, but he had cancer and he passed away, like I said, 2 or 3 years ago. The draft can't be in July. Yeah, the draft probably won't be in July. It'll probably be in August. You're talking about the Fantasy Football League. Who is your GOAT in basketball? Michael Jordan. Yeah, LeBron is from Akron. So it might be, his academy might be in Akron. It could be in Columbus. It's probably Akron. I kept thinking he was from Columbus, but it's probably Akron. And it has a really good name. And what it is the kids go to join his academy, his educational academy, LeBron's educational academy. And I believe then they get to go to school, like college, for free. Like, so they don't have to work, like, and a lot of the kids come from a socioeconomic class that probably couldn't afford it or might not have the advantages of other public schools have, or whatever the case is. I'm not sure if the academy is like a standalone school or if it's like a school aid, like a place you go after school or before school or something like that. I know they're connected. I probably used to know these things, but LeBron has done a wonderful job with that academy in Ohio, and he's helped to pay for graduation rates he's helped to pay for college for a lot of students there. Icon Stadium, Randall's Island. It is a big track. Is that in New York, Nathaniel? Icon Stadium? I'm not familiar with it, but that doesn't really matter. Randall's Island. It is a big track. I am not familiar with Icon Stadium or Randall's Island, so you'll have to tell me. Are you saying Alex Trebek is on? Are you saying the joke is on Alex Trebek? Yeah, I probably am saying that. Zoe says, congratulations on the javelin. Nathaniel, we have another joke here. Why can't the St. Louis Cardinals use the internet? Because they can't get 3 W's in a row. That's a pretty good one, actually. It is in New York. Okay, so a couple other news and notes before we get into the trivia. Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber today were put on the 10-day IL. So that's a baseball update. Don't know if you saw that. And apparently Steven Stamkos with the Tampa Bay Lightning, their superstar essentially, may not re-sign. He's up for free agency, and I think it opens up on Monday. So Stamkos, if the Lightning don't improve their offer to him, could be playing someplace else. So if you care about hockey at all, maybe you can, write or send an email to your team saying, hey, you should sign Steven Stamkos. Oh, another joke by Nathaniel before we go to our fun and loving trivia. What do you call a Cardinals player with a World Series ring? A thief. Oh, that's mean. That's fighting talk. I'm glad you're in New York and I'm here in St. Louis. Oh, that's tough to take. Okay, trivia. First question. It's a true or false. I wanted to go back to the true or false. It looks like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about these numbers, but it looks like we lose people when I get into the trivia. So maybe I have to rethink the trivia. The trivia is not hard though. It's mostly true or false and multiple choice. Okay, true or false? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the 2021 Super Bowl. True or false? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the 2021 Super Bowl. Any guesses? While we're waiting, Nathaniel had heard about Harper and Schwarber because they're on his fantasy team. Well, that's a good fantasy team until now. All right, Nathaniel says true. They both won with Brady. All right, true or false? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the 2021 Super Bowl. Nuke says true. Nathaniel says true. Zoe, Christina, anybody new? If you're new to the channel and you're watching this and you like it, hit that like button and definitely hit that subscribe button. We're going to be giving away cards every month. June's kind of wrapped up. You're not going to have a chance to win in June, but in July, definitely you can join the fun. Like, for instance, if you put things in the chat, you get points. Today's live stream is worth 3 points. So you would have got 3 points just for watching today. Christina says true. Zoe, are you there? Do you have a guess? And then I'll give anybody else who's watching, if you have a guess, please put it out there. True or false? The question is true or false? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the 2021 Super Bowl. True or false? We have a bunch of trues. Zoe says true. I'll give everybody watching right now about 3 seconds. The question again, true or false? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the 2021 Super Bowl. Okay, it is true. You guys all got it right. And that was, in fact, as Nathaniel said, with Tom Brady. Okay, next question. What quarterbacks have won Super Bowls with 2 teams? And so I'm going to give you 4 choices, and of the 4, you pick 2, okay? Is it Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, Tom Brady, or Joe Montana? I'll read the question again and give you the choices. What 2 quarterbacks have won Super Bowls with 2 teams? So you pick 2 of these 4 names: Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, Tom Brady, or Joe Montana. Do we have any guesses on this one? What 2 quarterbacks won Super Bowls with 2 teams? So you pick 2 of the 4: Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, Tom Brady, or Joe Montana. While we're waiting, we can read Nathaniel's great joke. Why did batting practice hire, or BP, I guess, gas, hire the St. Louis Cardinals to clean up the Gulf oil spill? Because they go out there and throw in the towel. Oh, that's mean. All right. We have Brady and Manning. We have Montana and Brady. Zoe, do you have a guess? I will tell you this. Christina, you have 1 right and 1 wrong. All right. It is, in fact, Brady with the Pats and Bucks and Manning with the Colts and Broncos. Yes, it is Brady and Manning. All right. Next, we got another true or false here, and it's basketball. Who holds the record for most consecutive games with a 3-pointer? Is it LeBron? Okay, this is a true or false question. I got to ask it correctly. True or false? LeBron James has the most consecutive games with a 3-pointer. True or false? LeBron James has the most consecutive games with a 3-pointer. We have a false with Nathaniel. We have a false with Nuke. I'll ask it again for anyone who might have joined. True or false? LeBron James has the NBA record for most consecutive games with a 3-pointer. We have a false. We have a false. We have a false. Zoe, do you have anything? Anybody else new to the chat have a guess on this? Let me know. Zoe says false. All right, everybody. It is false. It was Steph Curry with 268 consecutive games with a 3-pointer, which is crazy to think about because there's 82 games in a season. That is over 4 seasons worth of games that he had a 3-pointer. It's just a crazy stat. and I'll let you guys all read Nathaniel's next joke, so we can get through some of these trivia questions. The trivia is true or false or multiple choice. We have another true or false question. True or false? Cal Ripken holds the record for most consecutive games played in Major League Baseball. True or false? Cal Ripken holds the record for most consecutive games played in the Major League Baseball. All right, I'll read the next joke by Nathaniel because he's going to keep posting them. What do you call a St. Louis Cardinal in the World Series? An umpire. Okay, these are pretty good. Okay, Nathaniel, on the question of true or false, Cal Ripken holds the record for most consecutive games played in Major League Baseball. True or false? Nathaniel says true. Christina says true. Nuke says true. Zoe, are you out there? Do we have anybody new that wants to get involved? Make sure you like and subscribe what we're doing right now. We've had a lot of people come and go. Would love to get a few more people to stick like we did with Nuke and Nathaniel and footballer Nick, who's probably back at his pool party. All right. Well, it is in fact true. It is in fact true. Oh, Zoe got it at the last second. Good job, Zoe. All right. I'm going to skip that question. That's ridiculous. Okay. Oh, okay, true or false? Michael Vick holds the record for most career rushing yards by a quarterback. True or false? Michael Vick holds the record for most career rushing yards by a quarterback. Now, I bring this up, and I know that Michael Vick is a little controversial because of like the him and the dog situation. But he did his time. He went back into the NFL, and that's why I'm able to ask this question because he did do his penance for that. But still not a good thing to do. You want to hear the ridiculous question? Well, maybe I'll save it for the end. Okay, you're saying true. Yes, he is the guy that had the dog fights. That is correct. Okay, this is a true or false question. Michael Vick holds the record for most career rushing yards by a quarterback. All right. Well, I'm going to. I don't see a lot of people in the chat. Nuke says true. I'm going to wait like 3 seconds and then I'll give you the answer. 1, 2, 3. It is true. Michael Vick holds the records for most rushing yards by a quarterback with 6,109. Okay, my ridiculous question was, who holds the record for most consecutive games played by a National League player, someone who was in the National League? The choices were Ken Griffey, Pete Rose, or Steve Garvey. You guys probably have never even heard of Steve Garvey. It is Steve Garvey. Yes, dogs are the best. You're 100% right. Yes, he heard a dog. I know. Okay. Here's a joke by Nathaniel. Why do ducks fly over Busch Stadium upside down? There's nothing worth crapping on. Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. All right. Let's see. We have another true or false question. Yes, Steve Garvey. You got the spelling right. Okay. True or false? Albert Pujols holds the record for most career doubles. True or false? Albert Pujols holds the record for the most career doubles. True or false question here. And if you like what you're watching, hit that like button. If you want to be more, we do trivia. We do name the player. I show pictures. We have sports fails that I make comments on. And every month we give away baseball cards at the end of the month for the people who participate the most in these live streams. If I win first place, I will let you open my box on the show for content of yours. Okay, that's nice. You're not doing a show anymore, Nathaniel? All right. So are we answering the Albert Pujols question, guys? True or false? Albert Pujols holds the record for most career doubles. True or false? Somebody give me an answer. I don't think we've had one. Okay. Zoe says false. I'm just going to say Zoe's 100% correct. Albert Pujols had 686 doubles. Tris Speaker, who played in the 10s and 20s or teens and 20s or aughts and 10s in the 1900s, had 792 doubles. Nathaniel said it was false. I do a show, but I don't get as many views. All right. Now, this question's related. I just said that Albert Pujols had 686 doubles. True or false? Albert Pujols has more doubles than home runs. Albert Pujols, I just said, has 686 doubles. The question is true or false? Albert Pujols has more doubles than career home runs. And we just learned that he has a career of his doubles. Let me say this again. I can't talk. In Albert Pujols' career, he's had 686 doubles. True or false? He has more doubles than home runs. All right. Nathaniel says false. Nuke says false. Christina says false. Nathaniel voted again with false, although maybe he was voting above for the last question. All right. Anybody else? Give you about 5 seconds. I'm sure everybody liked. It is false. He has, and he did this in this last season, which was 2 seasons ago. He has 703 home runs. He's one of only 3 major leaguers with 7 home run. No. 4 major leaguers. You have Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, and Albert Pujols with over 700 home runs. All right. True or false? With the Detroit Lions, Matthew Stafford threw for over 500 yards in a game. True or false? With the Detroit Lions, Matthew Stafford threw for over 500 yards in a game. Don't worry about Detroit Lions. True or false? Matthew Stafford threw for over 500 yards in a game. I'm not trying to throw you off. What I'm saying is I'm not trying to throw you off by saying with the Detroit Lions. I'm just saying, did he, true or false, have a game where he threw over 500? Christina is saying true. Do we have any other answers on this? We're all over the map again today. We have another. Nathaniel says true. Nuke says true. Zoe, do you have a guess or did you already guess? Zoe, give you about 3 seconds. I haven't seen your name up here in a little. Well, I think you guessed on the last one. Zoe says true. You guys are all right. You're all correct, rather. He threw for 520 yards on January 1st, 2022 against the Packers. Okay, last trivia question. And we're going to end this surprise show. And we will see you on Sunday. But this is the last trivia question. Who holds the record for most stolen bases in a season? It's a multiple choice question. Who holds the record for most stolen bases in a season? Is it Derek Jeter, Ricky Henderson, or Lou Brock? I'll ask the question again. Who holds the record for most stolen bases in a season? It is not Acuna. He's not an option. Who holds the record for most stolen bases in a season? Derek Jeter, Ricky Henderson, or Lou Brock? And I will tell you that the record was set in 1982 with 130 stolen bases. Nathaniel's saying Ricky Henderson. Yeah, Acuna. Okay. Christina says Brock. All right. Nuke says Henderson. Zoe, you guess? Zoe, anyone? It was Ricky Henderson. Who do I think will win? Yes, yeah. It depends which pitcher's starting tonight, and I don't know which one is. Zoe says Brock. It was Ricky Henderson. He had 130 stolen bases in 1982. Lou Brock had the previous record. In 1974, he set it with 118 stolen bases. So Ricky beat Brock's record by 12 bases. Just for a little bit of information here, the player with the second most stolen bases in a season was another Cardinal. Lou Brock was a Cardinal. This player was Vince Coleman. He set it in 1985 as a rookie. He won Rookie of the Year. He had 110 stolen bases in 1985, and he was voted Rookie of the Year. Now, the interesting thing about Vince Coleman is he'll be known for 2 things, okay? In 1985, during the NLCS, in St. Louis, they used to have a tarp machine that would come out and roll over the field. It was like motorized. It did it on its own rather than having people do it. And Vince Coleman was messing around by this tarp machine and got stuck under it. And I don't know if it fractured his leg, but it essentially made it so that he couldn't play like the game or two that was left in the NLCS, and he couldn't play in the World Series, which he was the leadoff guy. He had 110 stolen bases. He was the engine that made that Cardinals offense. And that, so he'll be known for that, because he was, from what I've always been able to read and hear, is he was kind of messing around, acting goofy, and he got trampled by it or run over by it, or his leg did. And then the other one was he got signed there soon thereafter. He left the Cardinal, well, not 85, but like in the late 80s, I think he was signed by the Mets, and he got caught throwing firecrackers at some of the fans. So yeah, he didn't always make really good choices. Wasn't known for being, Albert Einstein or anything in baseball. So how do I feel about Trevor Bauer? Do you think he was innocent? Here's the thing about Trevor Bauer. From a legal standpoint, this is the pitcher that no one has signed, and he was a really good pitcher. He was with the Dodgers, and they basically booted him off the team because there were these accusations that he sexually abused some women that he dated or went out with, and all of those charges were dropped. Now, I think Trevor Bauer, I'm just going to say this, in baseball has shown a history of giving people second, third, fourth chances. Trevor Bauer is interesting to me because baseball, who would sign somebody in sports in general. I mean, Michael Vick, people couldn't wait to sign Michael Vick, after he got out of prison for the dog fighting. And so sports has always given, if you're good enough, somebody's going to sign you. The thing with Trevor Bauer is nobody signed him. Okay. And he's still pitching really good. He still has velocity. I've seen all these various videos on YouTube and other sources with him pitching. To me, it almost seems like there's something that Major League Baseball knows that maybe the legal system doesn't, or sometimes I don't know what it is. I don't want to even speculate. Maybe he paid someone to be quiet. Maybe there's evidence, but the person didn't want to press charges or something. It's just very out of place. Oh, Broyle says, stop yapping. You are incredible, Broyle. I appreciate you telling me to stop yapping, but what am I supposed to do when I'm having a live stream? So you tell me. So we can go on like that. Yeah, he threw firecrackers. Yeah, and he has a mic and he talks about what pitch he's given. He has very interesting videos, Trevor Bauer. So, it's one of those things that, do I think he'll be signed? I don't know why he hasn't been signed yet. All the charges have been dropped. He's in, quote unquote, an innocent man by our legal system. He's a free man by our legal system, but he hasn't been signed. It's almost like Major League Baseball knows something we don't, because otherwise they're colluding not to sign him, which is another thing that's very odd. So I just don't trust the process. I really don't trust the process that Major League Baseball has been setting on that one. Do you have another question too? I have been to one Cardinals game. I am going to go with my son probably in July. We were talking about that today. I don't go a lot, only because I can't always spend 3 or 4 hours at a ballpark and things like that. But I do enjoy the games, especially if it's a nice night, or hopefully we'll be sitting in the shade when we go. I'm subbed to him on YouTube. Okay. You're subbed to, Trevor Bauer. I think I might be too. Anyway, that is the show. I will see everybody Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. That will be another, well, I don't know. I'm going to tell you how many points it is on Sunday, but it'll probably be at least 3 points on Sunday. It could be as high as 5. So that will be Sunday night show. And Nathaniel, Nuke, Footballer Nick, we're all part of today's show. So thank you very much. And I have to go back and make some golf balls according to Nathaniel. I'll do that. So I will see you all Thursday night. Thanks a lot. Bye.